Olu lusasazo ngqo kwikomkhulu lePlatinumnorthwest TV eKlerksdorp. Nazi Eziphala Phambili. Isigulo seFoodborne sibalulwe njengentlekele kazwelonke. Umphathiswa wophuhliso loluntu kwiPhondo loMtla Ntshona uthi amadoda mawajongane ngqo neengxaki zawo. Iholo yodumo yoMzantsi Afrika ibhiyozela ilifa lebhola ekhatywayo. Botani babukeli, ndivumeleni ndiniphakele indaba ngolwimi lwesiXhosa. Igqiza labaphathiswa libamba intlanganiso ePitoli ngolwesine ukuze lazise ngenkqubela eyenziweyo kungenelelo olubhengezwe ngumongameli uCyril Ramaphosa kwiveki ephelileyo. Urhulumente ukwabongoze oomasipala ukuba basebenzise imithetho kamasipala engasemgangathweni kuqoqosho lwasemaphandleni nakwiilokishi. Umphathiswa wezobulungisa uThembi Simelane uthe ngokwecandelo lama-23 lomthetho wolawulo lwentlekele wama-57 ka-2002 uhlele izifo ezibangelwa kukutya njengentlekele yesizwe.
DDG has outlined that we are following through with the implementation of the interventions as announced by the President on Friday, the 15th of November 2024. I've tried to categorize interventions, but obviously will engage at liberty with ministers as I conclude to go through the statement, which I will not go through it verbatim because these are topical issues now. We have a fair idea on what the matters are about. On local government interventions, the implementations of the standard bylaws for rural and township economies, which amongst others advocate for the mandatory proper waste disposal, recycling practices to ensure that business areas are free from obstructions, pollutants will be expedited. This will also go a long way in dealing with the issue of rat infestations in our communities, which give rise to harmful use of dangerous and banned chemicals like pesticides. So several municipalities across the country, municipal councils across the country have already adopted these bylaws. Some have just adjusted the ones that they currently had, and we still urge the remaining municipalities which are still yet to adopt the bylaws to urgently do so to assist with the compliance in the processes and save lives. The National Disaster 2002 classified the foodborne diseases as a national disaster. In addition, the classification hereby encourages all organs of state, the private sector and communities to improve their practices of risk avoidance through the adherence of food safety legislation, standards and procedures. Encourage individuals to comply with applicable business registration legislation, standards and procedures. And I'm sure you might have seen in various provinces, municipalities, metros have already started in putting their teams and systems in place to ensure that the application process, but also the compliance with relations to food safety legislations are being adhered to. We recommend that the national executives, the respective provincial executive, and the respective municipal council implement the multi-sectoral relief and rehabilitation plan to deal with the effect of the disaster. Of course, NES joints and Prof joints have already been activated and are assisting in provinces through all the districts which carry the responsibility. With regard to health interventions, the appointment of health experts who will serve in the Ministerial Advisory Committee is at an advanced stage, and this team will be announced in the next few days. And the minister doesn't have to wait for this, but will continue with their day-to-day job and do their own announcement. The committee will develop the medium to long-term prevention measures to cap the incidence of foodborne illnesses.
Umphathiswa uAaron Motsoaledi naye ubethetha kule ndibano uthe kukho isizathu sokuba kutheni kuvalwe iivenkile zezipaza ngokukhawuleza.
I'm sure you are aware that we have already announced that this organophosphate is widespread in our communities. It's not only spaza shops, unfortunately. It is sold at taxi ranks. It is sold at old age pension payout points. It is sold by hawkers in the street. It is sold in the trains. So it's all over. And I don't think there will be any need to target any one area. The statement read here by Minister Similani says the Department of Agriculture is going to follow up on the 5 manufacturers of Tabifos to see through their processes where a leak could have happened, such that Tabifos gets into a community, whereas it was supposed to stay only in agriculture, in the fields. So that's one of the things that is still going to happen. On the issue of whether shops who are implicated will be closed down, as the President has said, when he said shops that are implicated, it means legally we must be able to tie that shop to a particular death. The fact that Tabifos was found in some of the shops, but you are not able to link it directly, it simply means you may close that shop, but you may not charge them because you can't link them directly. What am I talking about? When 84 spaza shops were inspected by various teams in Naledi, swabs were taken from the counter, from the food packing areas, behind fridges, where food is stored. And in 3 spaza shops, it was found to be positive. In other words, it was found that they've been Tabifos in that spaza shop on the counter. But you can't link it to any death until police or detectives are able to ascertain that one of the dead children actually bought food there. Otherwise, legally, you are not proving anything. You are just proving that this spaza shop has got Tabifos. You may close it for that reason. But charging them and taking action and going to a court of law, that might not hold. And that's the problem which detectives are still investigating. How far are we with investigating? Yeah, I've already mentioned that the results are out. Out of all the 84 spaza shops that were swabbed, 3 proved to be positive, meaning proved to be there was a presence of Tabifos in those spaza shops.
Umphathiswa wophuhliso lwamashishini asakhasayo eMzantsi Afrika, uStella Ndabeni-Abrahams uthe.
When we say the Department of Agriculture will be visiting the laboratories that are producing this chemical, it also means that we have a responsibility to alert our people to say wherever they are at, they should not buy the chemical or they should report anyone who's selling it. Because as Minister Motsoaledi said, this is not found on the spaza shops only. The reports indicate that South Africa has more than 150,000 spaza shops. And on the death report that have been presented from the teams that are doing the investigations, it's not even 50% of the spaza shops. So I think we need to think bigger and look at the broader picture if we want to deal with the challenge and not want to target only one aspect. Now, the Minister of Culture says those that are qualified to run businesses will register their businesses. Those that are not qualified, as he says, the system will kick them. And this is not because we don't want other people to register their businesses. It is because South Africa is a country of law like any other country, and our laws do stipulate who can do business, whether as South African or a non-South African. So they don't change because we are faced with this crisis. They apply. You are Stella Ndabeni, you are trading because you have this and that enables you to trade. You can come and register, but if you don't meet those requirements, it doesn't mean you will get the permit. Because I think one other confusion is that when people are going for registration, automatically they get a trading permit. The reason the president said we are having a multidisciplinary intervention is because we need all these teams to come together when they do the inspections, and that also follows the process of registration. Because municipalities on their own, whilst they will be conducting the registration, they cannot verify the authenticity of one's identification, which is why we are bringing all departments, Home Affairs and everyone on board to say, let those be done, so that when we give the permits, we are certain that we're giving them to the right people. And indeed, Minister Hlabisa is correct. People shouldn't, this is day 4 since the president announced 21 days, but people already are asking for extension. I don't know if because they believe they don't have documents, because if you have your documents, there's nothing stopping you to going and register. And we add and appeal to all those that have documents to go and register their spaza shops. Remember, we are registering existing businesses. It's not only spaza shops. That's why we broadened even for the inspections that are there. So everybody running a business in the township, in the village, whether it's a butchery or whatever, a wholesale, you have a responsibility to go and register your business. And I believe that those people already have their documents. Those that still need to apply, they will follow the process that they have to apply. So I just wanted to just emphasize that and say once more, we appeal to all South Africans not to take the law into their hands. I know they don't have much confidence in government, but they must give us this last chance to prove that indeed, as we have committed that we're going to enforce our laws, they will be enforced to make sure that we deal with this matter that you are faced with. Don't do it because it is breaking the law if you are blocking other people, and the law enforcement agencies will be forced to come to you because no one is allowed to break the law. Let's work with government. Let's make sure that we expose all the challenges that are there, as we have heard that others are beginning to front. And indeed, Section 42 of the Immigration Act is very clear, including with the offenses that are there and the sentences to those that will be abating illegal foreigners, whether you're renting out space to them, whether you are fronting in terms of registering a company, the system will catch you. And we don't want to be doing that, fellow South Africans. We want to work with you in order to make sure that our streets are clean and our kids and everyone consumes the quality food that they must consume. And those that are selling, they must sell the right product. Thank you, teacher.
Xa sisabela mgama, UEskom ubongoze bonke abathengi bombane ukuba bahlaziye imitha zabo ngokukhawuleza ukuze bangaphulukani nombane. Ngokungalindelekanga emva komhla wama-24. Itoken ye-KRN1 ayisayi kukwamkelwa emva komhla obekiweyo. Wakuba uphelile umsinga wabo basebenzisa i-KRN1, umbane uya kucinywa nalapho kuza kulindeleka umntu abhatale isixa sama-12,000. UEskom useke amaqela enkxaso yoluntu asebenza mihla le uqondisa ukwenza le nkqubo ifikelele kubo bonke abathengi.
Is your prepaid electricity meter updated? My name is Fikile Mahlophe, the Executive Mayor of the City of Matlosana. I take this opportunity to encourage all the residents of the City of Matlosana to upgrade their prepaid electricity meter before the 24th of November. Take this opportunity, don't miss out, because post the 24th, you would not be able to upload or put any electricity in your current meter. Thank you very much.
Kwezalapha ephondweni. Njengoko ilizwe lilungiselela ukuphawula iintsuku ezili-16 ngokuchasene nokuxhatshazwa kwabantwana nabasetyhini, Umphathiswa wesebe lophuhliso loluntu womntla Ntshona uSuzana Jantyi ubongoze amadoda axhaphaza amakhosikazi ukuba afune uncedo kwingcaphephe ukuze akwazi ukujongana nomsindo kunye neengxaki zentlalo. Oku kuze emva kwesehlo sakutshanje nalapho indoda eneminyaka engama-33 ubudala ityholwa ngokubulala abazali bayo nodade wayo ngegqudu kwindawo yaseShelang ngaseTaung ngokuhloka ngoLwesihlanu. kwalapha kwezi ndaba. Ngeenzame zokuthintela ushishino lweziyobisi nemikhono yekati engekho semthethweni, i-Drug Task Team kunye neyunithi ethintela abophuli-mthetho apho ephondweni yagunyaziselwa imvume yokuqoqa ngomhla we-14 kuNovemba.
In an effort to curb trafficking of drugs and proliferation of illegal firearms, a search warrant was obtained and operationalized on Thursday, 14 November 2024 by the Drug Task Team, BIU Security Company and Provincial Organized Crime Unit. The team proceeded to an identified address at a small holding in Faithhook, Potchefstroom. During the search, the team found 2 rifles, 1 self-made ammunition and 3 self-made explosive devices, 2 hand grenades and 1 small pipe bomb. Furthermore, police discovered a hydroponic dagga lab with dagga plants with an estimated street value of 10 million rand. 29-year-old Michael Cecilius was arrested and appeared before the Potchefstroom Magistrate Court on Tuesday, 19 November 2024 for unlawful possession of firearms and explosives, as well as cultivating and dealing in dagga. He was remanded in custody until his next court appearance on Wednesday, 4 December 2024. The Provincial Police Commissioner, Lieutenant General Silo Kwena, congratulated the team for this success, which he said will send out a strong message that crime does not pay. He said police will continue to work hard to ensure successful prosecution. Crime can be reported on SAPS Crime Stop number 08600 10111 or my SAPS application anonymously. Extortion-related incident can be reported on the extortion hotline on 0800 911 011.
Kwezorhwebo. Ngokwengxelo ye-Central Energy Fund, amaxabiso epetrol nawedizil kulindeleke ukuba anyuke ngoDisemba ngenxa yokutshintsha-tshintsha kwerandi kunye nokwehla kwamaxabiso amafutha kwihlabathi jikelele. Ixabiso ledizil liza kunyuka nge-43 cent loxa amaxabiso epetrol anothotywa nge-1 cent ukuya kwi-13 cent. Ukwehla kwerandi kubangwe kukungaqiniseki kwemarike yehlabathi emva kokuphumelela kukaDonald Trump njengomongameli waseMelika kuthintele uluvo oluhle oluvela kwiStandard and Poor's. Kwezemidlalo. UWilco uza kuqalisa uvavanyo lwesibini lulandela emva kokufakwa kweqela leSpringbok eliza kuqala ngoLwesithathu emva kokurhoxa kukaOxenche. U-Erasmus ukwazise ukuba abadlali abane abebengaqukwanga kwiqela lomdlalo lovavanyo lwaseWales baza kubuyela ekhaya ngoLwesithathu ebusuku ukuza bachithe ixesha neentsapho zabo. Umdlali we-utility uSpeter Steven du Toit ugoduke ngomvulo ngelixa abanye abadlali abane bebuyele ekhaya kuquka uKwanga Smith, Lukhanyo M, Andre Esterhuizen noMakazole Mapimpi. Xa siziqukumbela, uLucas Radebe ungeniswe kwiholo lodumo loMzantsi Afrika nabanye abadlali bamaqela ahlukeneyo. Lo kaRadebe nowayesakuba ngukapteni weBafana Bafana ukuncomile ukuvuka kwakhona kweqela njengenguqu entle emva kokuba likwazile ukungena kwi-Africa Cup of Nations ka-2025 nalapho kusele imidlalo emibini. Njengoko imidlalo yendebe yehlabathi yeFIFA ka-2026 iza kuphinda iqhubeke kunyaka ozayo, uRadebe uvakalise ithemba lokuba iBafana Bafana ingenza ngcono ngakumbi. Hlangabezana unondaba ngolwimi lwesiNgesi. Kwiindaba zePlatinum Northwest TV, ndingu-Esona Ncojoba.